Today we are going to study the modification of the leaves. So what is actually modification of the leaves? The function of the leaf is actually photosynthesis. To perform photosynthesis and to produce carbohydrate, and that is essential for the entire function of the leaf, and the excess carbohydrate is stored in the form of the starch. So that is the main function of the leaf. But the leaf changed structurally and in form and to perform different functions. So that modification, that is called modification, the change in form and structure to perform a particular function other than the photosynthesis is known as the modification of the leaf. So what are the different types of modification of the leaf? One of the form of the modification is the tendril. So what is actually tendril modification? First type of modification is observed is the tendril. So what is actually tendril? Tendril is a long, thin, wire-like structure or a spring-like structure, and it is very sensitive. When it contact with any surface, it turn into coil or spring-like structure and helping to climb the plant over the other plant or any other object. Okay, so that thin fiber, thin thread-like structure and highly sensitive structure is known as the tendril. So the tendril are formed from different part of the leaf. Sometimes the whole leaf change into tendril. See, whole leaf. In the case of the wild pea, the whole leaf is a change into tendril. So the example, wild pea. Wild pea. That is, in the case of the sweet pea, leaflet is a change into leaflet. What is a leaflet? Leaflet means the inner leaf present leaflet present at the end of the rachis or end of the stem. That is called a leaflet. The leaflet will change into tendril in the case of the sweet pea plant. So there is another type of the pea plant that is known as a sweet pea plant. In the case of the Trapolium majus, there is another plant. The petiole of the leaf will change into petiole, only petiole. It will change into spring-like structure or the tendril. In the case of the example for that, Propolim majus plant. Plant actually petiole is modified into tendril. And in the case of the lentils, there is another type of the plant, lentil. In the case of the lentil, the rachis tip is modified into rachis. Rachis tip. What is a rachis? The common axis of the pin is known as the rachis. Rachis tip is modified into tendril. In the case of the lentils. And like that, the leaf tip is modified into tendril. In the case of the Gloriosa superba, or it is simply called Gloriosa genus Gloriosa, the leaf tip is modified into tendril. Leaf tip, the end of the leaf is modified into tendril. And in some plant like Smilax, the stipule is modified into tendril. Stipule, you know, stipule, it is a pair of the finger-like structure present at the base of the leaf, that is known as stipule. The stipule is modified into tendril in the case of this Smilax, so one type of the plant. Okay, so these are the different type of the modification, part of the plant modified into tendrils. So let us see the second type of the modification, that is known as the phyllodes. So what is actually phyllodes? Phyllodes, in which plant the phyllodes is actually seen? In the case of the acacia plant, there is a plant that is known as acacia. In the acacia, actually, the petiole is modified. Petiole is modified into leaf-like structure. Petiole modified into leaf-like structure. That leaf-like structure is known as the phyllodes. See, this is the acacia plant. Suppose this is the acacia plant. In the acacia plant, suppose this is the acacia plant. In the acacia plant, the leaf petiole, the petiole is enlarged and become the leaf-like structure. And the original leaf you can see here, pinnately formed leaf, you can see here at the apex. So actually, this enlarged part, it is looking like a leaf, that is actually petiole. So this is the petiole. So petiole is modified into leaf-like structure in the case of the acacia. So this is the one type. This type of the modification of the petiole into leaf-like structure is known as what is that is known as phyllodes. Very important point for the NEET examination. phyllodes. So phyllodes is seen in the acacia. What is the phyllodes? The petiole is modified into leaf-like structure that is known as the phyllodes. Okay. Then see the next number, third point, the third modification, that is the leaf bladder. Leaf bladder. So in some plant, the leaf is modified into bladder-like structure, and that bladder-like structure helping to float the plant in the water. Okay, this plant like utricularia. Example is the utricularia. Let us see the utricularia. See the utricularia structure is like this. This is the utricularia. See the utricularia. This is the bladder-like structure. It is actually the leaf modified into bladder-like structure. It is filled with the air. So this air helping to float the plant in the aquatic medium. So utricularia is an aquatic plant. So that is helping to float. So that is the for what purpose it is modified into bladder-like structure. It's actually to catch the insect catching. When the insect is falling it, the insect will digest and the food is taken by the plant, not for the floating purpose. It's actually hydrophyte plant. Utricularia is a hydrophyte plant. So next modification, number fourth type, is the leaf spine. So here leaf spine, the leaf is modified into a spine-like structure to protect the plant from the browsing animal. Browsing animal means those animals which are eating the grass, browsing, just like cow, buffalo, etc., goat, etc. So in this plant, the leaf is modified into spine-like structure, and this spine is protecting the plant from this browsing animal. Okay. So example for this is again acacia is a good example for that. In acacia, the leaf is modified into spine-like structure. Another example is the berry plant. Berry plant. In both of these, the spine leaf modified into spine-like structure, and that helping to protect the plant from the browsing animal. Okay. So the number fifth modification is the leaf hook. In some plant, the leaf is modified into hook-like structure. What is the purpose of the hook? It is helping to climb to the plant on the other plant. For example, Doxantha anguis. One plant is called Doxantha anguis. It is just like a cat nail, cat claw-like structure. So the Doxantha, I will use the name Doxantha anguis. Anguis means it's a finger-like structure, or it is called cat nail. Anguis cat, the name of the plant. So in this plant, how it modified is here. This is the plant. Here is the leaf of the plant. So this is the leaf of the plant, and you see the leaf is some of the leaf present here in this node. It is modified into hook-like structure like this. Hook-like structure. You can see this again on the other part also. So it is modified into hook-like structure. This is called the hook. So this type of the modification is known as the leaf hook. So that is the hook-like modification to protect the plant from the browsing animal. And number sixth modification is the leaf pitcher. Leaf pitcher. What is actually leaf pitcher? Pitcher means a pot. Sorry, pot. So the leaf is modified into pitcher-like structure. Why it is modified into pitcher-like structure? It is also to catch the insect. When the insect is moving over the plant, it will slip into the pitcher, and in the pitcher, in the pot, it will digest, and the digested food is taken by this plant, because these plants are growing in the area where the nitrogen is very less in the soil. So to maintaining the nitrogen level, these plants will eat the insect, and this insect will digest and it will get the food. Example for that is Nepenthes. Nepenthes. Okay. Then the next plant is the next modification is the succulent modification. Succulent. So what is actually succulent modification? In some plants, the leaf is modified into a structure with water storage. So water and food is stored in that actually mainly for the storage of water. It produces a particular leaf-like structure that is not a succulent leaf. Example, it is aloe vera agave. It is also seen in the agave plant and in the bryophyllum. Bryophyllum means plant bryophyllum. So in this plant, the leaf becomes succulent or swollen because the storing of the water. So that is the succulent plant. These are the some of the modification of the uh, leaf. So then we are going to study something about the inflorescence. What is actually inflorescence? What are the different type of the inflorescence? So see here, inflorescence. So what is actually inflorescence? Inflorescence is a modified flower. Flower is modified into flower is actually what is it is a modified shoot. The shoot apex have apical meristem. Okay, the flower is a modified flower means it is a modified flower is a modified shoot. Modi modified shoot. Modified shoot. And the shoot apex having apical meristem because shoot apex apical end of the shoot apex have apical meristem. Shoot apex have apical meristem, and this apical meristem change into flower. Okay, this apical meristem will change into flower. So it will change into flower. Okay, the internode do not when it change into flower, the internode do not get elongated and the axis get condensed. So suppose this is the plant. So this is the stem of the plant, and here the apical bud it will modified into flower. Actually, apical meristem is modified into flower. When it modified into flower, the nodes first, second, third, the nodes become condensed. They cannot elongate. And from the nodes, you know, a leaf is producing, and this leaf is changed into the part of the flower. So this is the calyx, and here it is changed into the petals or the corolla. The next node it is producing the androecium, and the next node it is producing the gynoecium. So each and every node producing the leaf, but the leaf is not like a leaf. It is changed into a structure and then a different function, perform and then a different function. So that is a calyx, corolla, androecium, and a gynoecium. So the node actually from one node the calyx is produced, from the another node corolla is produced, and the third node androecium is produced. From the fourth node the gynoecium is produced. Actually internode present there, but this internode is very condensed, so we cannot differentiate the internode separately. So here apical bud is modified into leaf. The apex produce different floral whorls. These are the different floral whorls. Okay. The arrangement of the flower on the floral axis. So this is the floral axis. So the floral axis bear the flower. This arrangement of the flower on the floral axis is known as the inflorescence. When it is considered inflorescence, this is not the stem. It is the name will change. It is known as the peduncle. Okay. So sometimes the flower present only one flower present on the peduncle, or maybe a group of the flower will be present on the peduncle. For example, this is the peduncle. On the peduncle, you can see number of the flowers. Here is the one flower. This is another flower. So number of the flowers are arranged on the peduncle. So that become a group. This group of the flowers that are arranged on the peduncle is known as the or a common axis that is known as inflorescence. So what is actually inflorescence? Inflorescence is a group of flowers or flowers that are arranged on a common axis. The flower may be single or it may be in group. Whatever the condition may be, it is known as inflorescence. Okay. So inflorescence means flowers arranged on a special branch, and on this branch the flowers are arranged. The flower may be single or it may be more than one. So that is known as the inflorescence. And this inflorescence are two types. What are the two types of inflorescence? One of the type inflorescence is known as the racemose inflorescence. Racemose inflorescence. What is the character of the racemose inflorescence? In the case of the racemose inflorescence, the peduncle means the common axis, it continuously grow because at the apex there is a apical bud. This apical bud cannot change in the flower, but the flower is produced at the base. So the peduncle is continuously growing. So this type of inflorescence is known as the indefinite inflorescence. So racemose inflorescence is known as the indefinite inflorescence because the growth cannot stop, it continuously grow. And this peduncle common axis it producing the flower in acropetal succession. What is acropetal succession? Acropetal succession means older flower present at the base and younger flower present at the apex. This is the older flower, then younger, young one, then younger and youngest flower. So like arrangement is known as acropetal succession. So the flowers are arranged in acropetal succession. That type of the inflorescence is known as the racemose inflorescence. A very good example for the racemose inflorescence is the gulmohar, gold moher, or it is known as the gulmohar, gold moher, or it is known as the gulmohar plant. So that is a good example for the racemose inflorescence. Then another type of inflorescence is known as the cymose inflorescence. So what is a cymose inflorescence? In the case of the cymose inflorescence, the peduncle is end in flower. See, this is the peduncle. So this is the peduncle, and this peduncle end in flower. It will end in flower, and the next flower is produced at the base of that. See here, it is producing the new flower. So this also it produces a branch, that is the peduncle. This also end in flower. So each and every time the peduncle is end in flower. So you can see the oldest flower at the apex and the younger flower present on the below that. So this type of the arrangement is known as the basipetal arrangement. Here the peduncle is end in flower, so apical bud is not available. So this peduncle cannot grow continuously. So this is known as the definite inflorescence. So cymose inflorescence is a definite inflorescence, and the flowers are arranged older one at the apex and younger one below. So it is known as the basipetal succession. So this type of the arrangement is known as the basipetal succession. Basipetal succession. So these are the two type of inflorescence. So we are talking about only the basic type of inflorescence. The racemose type inflorescence are again classified into 10 or 15 different types. Like that, cymose inflorescence are also classified into different types. So we are going to not deal the details of the cymose, different types of the cymose inflorescence or racemose inflorescence. And there is also special type of inflorescence, that is the hypanthodon inflorescence, verticellaster inflorescence, etc. That also we are not going to study, and that is not coming under the syllabus of the NCERT. So if you want more racemose, different types of the racemose type inflorescence or the cymose type inflorescence or the special type of inflorescence, you contact the Truman's biology puस्तक. I will give the reference Truman's biology. Truman's biology. Truman's biology, volume 1 and 2. You purchase both volume and you will get all the topics in the 11th standard and 12th standard. Volume 1 you will get the 11th standard, volume 2 you will get the 12th standard details of all the topics. So you purchase this book and study the extra point related with the racemose, cymose inflorescence. Okay, so that much today. Thank you very much.